Had the HPV vaccine? Think you are all set and you can forget about problems of cervix? It's not that straightforward. Let's dive into the science. I am Dr. Chakrabarti, a gynecological cancer surgeon trained in UK's leading cancer networks, now back in India, committed to bringing the same standard of care to every woman who need it. HPV or human papillomavirus is a name most people have now heard. Vaccines are available and awareness is growing, but so are the myths circulating on WhatsApp, YouTube, and social media, often presented as fact. The vaccine causes infertility. HPV positive means cancer is certain. I've had the vaccine, so I don't need pap smears. All three are wrong. And not just wrong, these beliefs can delay the very steps that keep women safe. Today, drawing on evidence-based medicine, I want to address the 6 most common HPV misconceptions I encounter and leave you with something clearer and more useful than fear. Listen it once, then share it with someone who needs it most. Misconception number 1. What the vaccine actually protects against. The HPV vaccine is genuinely effective. Taken at the right age and in the correct doses, it dramatically reduces the risk of cervical cancer caused by HPV. And the majority of cervical cancers are indeed HPV related. But not all of them are. A smaller group of cervical cancer arises without any viral trigger whatsoever. These non-HPV linked cervical cancers develop on their own and their numbers are slowly rising. The HPV vaccine offers no protection against this group. Why pap smears remain essential? Pap smears combined with the HPV test in what is called a co-test are the only way to monitor for both kinds of cervical cancer from the age 25 to 65. A co-test every 5 years is the current standard recommendation. The vaccine and the pap smears are not alternatives to each other. They protect you in different ways and both are necessary. Think of it this way. The vaccine closes one door through which cervical cancer can enter. The pap smear keeps watch on all the others. Misconceptions number 2. HPV positive means I will get cancer. How common HPV actually is. A positive HPV result is alarming to receive. But before drawing in any conclusions, consider this. Roughly 3 out of every 4 people will carry HPV at some point in their lives. It is one of the most common viral infections in the world. In most cases, the body resolves it quietly and completely. About 70% of infections clear within 1 year and 90% within 2 years, without the person ever knowing they had it. When HPV becomes a concern, you need to know this. Only a small fraction of infections persist. It is the persistent high-risk HPV present over many years that can, in some cases, lead to precancer changes in the cervix. Even then, progression to actual cancer is neither automatic nor inevitable. A positive HPV test is therefore not a diagnosis. It is a signal to monitor more closely and more consistently. Regular co-testing, that means HPV check paired with a pap smear, is what catches any concerning changes early enough when they are most treatable. Supporting your immune system. There are no antibiotics for HPV. Your immune system is the primary defense and it is worth supporting it very well. 3 to 4 hours of moderate exercises each week, adequate protein and vegetables in your diet, consistent hydration, managing chronic stress, avoiding tobacco and alcohol, of course. These are not dramatic measures, but for a virus that your immune system is designed to fight, they genuinely matter. Misconception number 3. The HPV vaccine causes infertility. Where this myth comes from. This is perhaps the most persistent and damaging HPV myth in circulation. Claims that the vaccine damages the ovaries, causes miscarriage, triggers autoimmune conditions, or leads to long-term reproductive harm have spread widely on social media and have discouraged many young women from vaccinating themselves. None of these claims are supported by evidence. What the research actually shows, HPV was identified as the cause of cervical cancer by Harald Zerhausen, who received the Nobel Prize for this work. The vaccines developed from this discovery have since been studied in millions of people over more than a decade. The WHO's Global Advisory Committee on Vaccine Safety safety has reviewed the full body of evidence. The conclusion is unambiguous. HPV vaccines carry no infertility risks. Studies on the 9-valent vaccine or nonavalent vaccine, which protects against 9 HPV strains, that means Gardasil 9, shows no effect on fertility whatsoever. In fact, HPV infection itself is associated with reduced semen quality in men. So timely vaccination may actually support fertility in both the partners. The infertility claim is not a gray area. It is not a matter of ongoing scientific debate. It is simply incorrect. Myth 4. No symptoms means no HPV. HPV is almost always silent. We are accustomed to infections announcing themselves with pain, fever, discharge, or discomfort. HPV does not behave this way. Most HPV infections produce no symptoms at all. There is no rash, no pain, no warning. The virus can be present in the body for years without causing any perceptible signs. Experts call this the silent phase. Why silence makes it dangerous? It is precisely because HPV is symptomless that cervical cancer has historically been caught late. Women wait to feel something before visiting a doctor. With HPV, by the time something is felt, irregular bleeding, spotting, or unusual discharge, pre-cancer has often already progressed. The first noticeable symptoms typically appear only when cancer has begun to infect nearby blood vessels. At that point, treatment is significantly more complex. Waiting for a symptom is not a safe strategy for this particular disease. The alternatives to waiting: regular HPV and pap smear together, known as co-testing, done as recommended interval, is the substitute for symptoms that HPVs does not provide. It is how problems are found before they become serious. Where age appropriate, the HPV vaccine adds a further layer of prevention. We have a separate article covering which ages require vaccination, how many doses are needed, and what the approximate costs look like. Myth 5. HPV positive means she must have had multiple partners. A myth that caused real harm. Of all HPV myths, this one causes the most personal damage. When a woman receives a positive HPV result, she is sometimes met with assumptions from a partner or a family member or even herself about her sexual history. This connection between HPV and moral judgment is not new. Women have long been held to unfair standards of blame in matters of health, and HPV has become the latest vehicle for that. What is the evidence shows? There is no reliable medical link between the number of sexual partners a person has had and whether they test HPV positive. Yes, having multiple partners over time increases the statistical probability of encountering new and newer HPV strains, but a person can acquire HPV from a single long-term monogamous partner. In documented cases, women with no sexual history at all have tested HPV positive. HPV can persist silently in a partner for years before either person is aware of it. A positive test today says nothing definitive about who, when, or how. What to focus on instead? If you or your partner have tested HPV positive, the productive question is not whose fault this is. It is what to do now. That means understanding whether treatment is needed, establishing a monitoring pattern, and following through on it. HPV addressed at the right time is manageable. It does not have to spiral. An HPV positive result is not a moral report card. It is a medical data point, and it deserves a medical response, not a personal verdict. Myth 6. Once HPV is gone, it can never come back. Reinfection is real and common. Many women feel, understandably, that if their body has cleared HPV once, the matter is settled. If it reappears, it can feel like something has gone wrong or like they are being blamed again. But HPV reinfection is a recognized and well-documented phenomenon. Clearing one infection does not make you immune to future exposure. Studies suggest that roughly 13% of women who have cleared HPV will encounter a new infection within 6 months. This is precisely why screening guidelines recommends repeating the co-test every few years rather than testing once and assuming that all clear. Reinfection does not mean cancer. A new HPV infection is not a cancer diagnosis, and it does not mean cancer is imminent. From initial infection to the development of cervical cancer, the typical timeline is 5 to 15 years. That is a long window, and within it, regular pap smears give your doctor the opportunity to identify and address any changes early. The practical takeaway: get the HPV vaccination at the recommended age if you have not already. Once that window has passed, maintain a consistent co-testing schedule as advised by your doctor. Both measures work together and neither replaces the other. HPV is a small common virus. Most people who carry it will never develop cancer. The real risk lies not in the virus itself, but in fear, stigma, and the misinformation that stops women from taking the steps that actually protect them. Get vaccinated at the right age. Get tested at right intervals. And if a result worries you, speak to a specialist before drawing conclusions. If this article has helped you, please share it with someone who might need it. The best thing we can do for each other is stay informed and make sure the right information travels faster than the myths. That's all today. See you soon with another research article. If this article helped you though, do not forget to respond in the comment section so that I know that you got a help.